Good afternoon, everyone. We are Group 5. Today our topic is a last minute change. Okay, next week. Here's our group members. I'm Pei-Yu, and we have Yuan, Penny, Liang, and Yiping. So, let's look at content. Penny will be in charge of warming up. Scenario 1, Liang and Penny will guide you through it. And Yuan will practice the vocabulary with you, also the preposition practice. Liang will do the activity 1, and I'll be in charge of high and low context culture. And Yiping will do the discussion questions. Also, all these conclusion, inside story, job assignment, references, break time. Okay, and then move on to comments, best commentator. Best commentators. Okay, now let's do the warming up. I'll give the floor to Penny.
Okay, hello everyone, I'm Penny. And in this part, I will guide you to our topic, last minute change. So, what is last minute? It means the latest moment. So, a last minute change is an emergency that occurs when planning a meeting. We all know that even if a meeting is prepared completely, but there will still be unexpected events. So, now, let's take a look at what should be considered and what problems you may encounter when planning a meeting. The first situation, before the meeting. In this part, we need to determine the meeting location and time and participants. And these are the problems that we may encounter before the meeting. First, the meeting location cannot accommodate all the attendees, and the time of meeting is too difficult for most participants to attend. And next, participants were absent on the day of the meeting. And next situation, during the meeting. In this section, we need to ensure the process and equipment and speakers of the meeting. And these are the problems that we may encounter during the meeting. First, the meeting was delayed, or the device is broken, and the speaker is physically uncomfortable during the meeting. And next, after the meeting. In this part, we need to ensure the audience's reaction and the effectiveness of the meeting. And these are the problems that we may encounter after the meeting, such as the audience is not satisfied with the process arrangement, or the meeting did not achieve the expected effect. So, these are all things that we should consider or we may encounter when planning a meeting. Now, Liang and I will demonstrate the situation of a last minute change on page 69. Okay.
Hi, Sue. Can I have a word with you?
Sure, what's the matter? Nothing sinister, I hope.
Well...
What? Oh, please just say it. Nothing could possibly be worse than my overact imagination.
It's Dr. Douglas. She rang yesterday and said that she may not be able to attend the convention.
You must be joking, but she's one of our keynote speakers. How could she change her mind at the last meeting?
I know. I tried very hard to persuade her to come, but she just said that things were getting a bit hectic and she really couldn't make it.
But how can I find someone to replace her at such short notice? I can't believe she did this to us. It's so frustrating. Also, I already sent out an email to all the prospective attendees stating who the keynote speaker will be.
I know. I totally understand your frustration, but it's not the time to get upset or cross. Can you think of anyone else who would be interested in giving a speech at the convention?
Oh, Nick, I don't know. I can't think of anyone just now. Wait a minute. A couple of names have just crossed my mind. How about Mr. Martin Lynch? He's a senior store manager of AMC Company. Or Miss Emily Irvin. She has been in the retail industry for more than a decade. Retail management is really her forte.
Both of them sound perfect to me. Would you mind contacting them right away?
Not at all. I'll give them a ring immediately.
Cheers, Sue, and please keep me posted as to any new progress on the invitation.
Will do. Talk to you later.
See you!
Thank you, everyone. Now, I'll give the floor to Dayuan to do the vocabulary.
Hello everyone, I'm Dayuan. In this part, I will read the word and sentence. After that, please repeat after me. Number 1, overactive.
Overactive.
It means excessively active. For example, nothing could possibly be worse than my overactive imagination.
Nothing could possibly be worse than my overactive imagination.
Okay. Number 2, persuade.
Persuade.
It means cause someone to do something through reasoning or argument. For example, I tried very hard to persuade her to come, but she just said that things were getting a bit hectic and she really couldn't make it.
I tried very hard to persuade her to come, but she just said that things were getting a bit hectic and she really couldn't make it.
Number 3, frustration.
Frustration.
It means the feeling of being upset or annoyed, especially because of inability to change or achieve something. For example, I totally understand your frustration.
I totally understand your frustration.
Number 4, management.
Management.
It means the people in charge of running a company or organization. For example, she has been in the retail industry for more than a decade. Retail management is really her forte.
She has been in the retail industry for more than a decade. Retail management is really her forte.
Next one, perspective.
Perspective.
It means of a person expected or expecting to be something particular in the future. For example, also I already sent out an email to all the prospective attendees stating who the keynote speaker will be.
Also, I've already sent out an email to all the prospective attendees stating who the keynote speakers will be.
Last one, invitation.
Invitation.
It means the action or inviting someone to go somewhere or to do something. For example, and please keep me posted as to any new progress on the invitation.
And please keep me posted as to any new progress on the invitation.
Okay, thank you. Next, let's move on preposition practice. If you know the answer, please raise your hand, and Wednesday will give you the reward. Number 1, can I have a word you? Does anyone know the answer?
Ding dong.
The answer is me. Please repeat after me. Can I have a word with you?
Can I have with you?
Okay, thank you. Number 2, how could she change her mind the last minute? The answer is
Ding
S.
dong.
Please repeat after me. How could she change her mind at the last minute?
Change your mind at the last minute.
Thank you. Number Number 3, how can I find someone replace her at such short notice? Does anyone know the answer? That's Oh yes. The answer is 2.
对吧？
Please repeat after me. But how can I find someone replace to her at such short notice?
But how can I find someone replace to her at such short notice?
Thank you.
Is
Number
it the correct sentence? Never mind, tolong. Is it the correct sentence? Because replace is a transitive verb， 它是及物动词，后面直接就加受词了。
Yes.
You don't need to replace to her.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Number 4. Also, I already sent out an email at all the prospective attendees stating who the keynote speaker will be.
叮叮当。
The answer is 2. Please repeat after me. Also, I already sent out an email to all the prospective attendees stating who the keynote speaker will be.
Also, I've already sent out an email to all the prospective attendees stating who the keynote speakers will be.
Okay, thank you. Number 5. Can you think of anyone else who would be interested in giving a speech at the convention?
叮当。
The answer is in. Please repeat after me. Can you think of anyone else who would be interested in giving a speech at the convention?
Can you think of anyone else who would be interested in giving a speech at the convention?
Okay, thank you. Number 6. I can't think anyone just now. Does anyone know? Yes.
叮当。
The answer is all. Please repeat after me. I can't think of anyone just now.
I can't think of anyone just now.
Thank you. Number 7. She has been in the retail industry for more than a decade. Retail management is really her forte.
叮当。
Answer is in. Please repeat after me. She has been in the retail industry for more than a decade. Retail management is really her forte.
She has been in the retail industry for more than a decade. Retail management is really her forte.
Thank you. Number 8. And please keep me posted as to any new progress the invitation. Does anyone know the answer? Yes.
叮当。
The answer is on. Please repeat after me. And please keep me posted as to any new progress on the invitation.
And please keep
Keep me
me
posted as to any new progress on the invitation.
Thank you. And this is end of the preposition practice. I'll give the floor to Liang.
Good afternoon. My name is Liang. Okay, in this part, I will tell you some possible last-minute changes that could lead to troubles before a convention. And also, I will tell you the solution to it. So first last-minute change is, if your hosting partner cannot be present, it will affect the progress of the convention. So during the preparation time, you need to be familiar with your partner's script, in addition to your own. This is the only way to start the meeting when your partner is temporarily unable to be present. The second last-minute change is when the electronic equipment cannot, when the electronic equipment suddenly crashes before the convention, such as your PPT doesn't work properly. It will cause everyone cannot see the PowerPoint. So this is time to test your memories. You need to memorize all your contents of the PowerPoint before the convention to avoid not knowing what to do when the emergency occurs. Okay, the third last meeting trend is suppose you expect 50 persons to attend this convention, but 60 people come on the day of the meeting. And it will may lead to a seating arrangement and meals arrangement. So when the convention starts, you need to prepare 5 to 10 extra chairs and meals just in case. And I will give the floor to Pei-Yu.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Pei-Yu. Now I'm going to talk about high and low context culture. And what are we going to talk about today? Oh, we are going to talk about me or we. So, what is me or we? Before, can you look at this picture? This picture, it has 2 colors, right? Yes. And what does it represent? That is a topic today. The blue one, you see that? That represents individualism, which is so-called me culture. And the group, the red one, it represents collectivism, which is called we culture. And what are individualism and collectivism? Individualism is a social theory favoring freedom of action for individuals, and collectivism, which is the opposite, that we are considered we. So group value will be higher than the individuals. Too much animation. So individualism, which is called individualist society, we will have people are considered independent, self-sufficient, unique. Personal achievements are more important. And on the contrast, collectivism, people prioritize a group over the individuals. And also individuals define themselves as the part of group. So we will say we, or I am the member of something. And the rights of families and communities are very important. That comes before anything. Me culture and we culture, these cultures represent the me culture, the United States, Germany, Australia, Pakistan, which are very, that's what people think they are me culture. And we culture, of course, China, Taiwan, Japan, Indonesia, and Ghana. We are considered we culture, because we are Chinese, Taiwanese, and we think about family a lot. And as we know that United States is one of the me culture represented, and we are Taiwanese, so I don't have to do this. But I interviewed one of my friends from the United States, and he won. I want to talk about individualism and collectivism with him. So let's see what does he say about this. Hello everyone, this is my friend Jordan, and he's from the United States now. He's going back to the US tomorrow, but today I want to talk about high and low context culture differences in regards to individualism and collectivism. So Jordan, what do you think that as a Taiwanese American, what do you feel like being in American culture? Because American culture is considered low context culture.
Yeah.
So what does it feel like being in Taiwan and in the US?
I guess to start off, in America, it's very much low context in that people are often very focused on themselves and whatever makes them. So let's say, for example, I want to dress in a certain way. In America, you can do that without any judgment, although people are for sure going to judge you, but it's explicitly said that you do what you want, whatever makes you happy. And whereas in high context cultures like Japan, a lot of the expectations that people have on you are much higher than the ones in America. So for example, say, with greeting family members, or
Yeah.
table etiquette when you eat food. People in Japan often have a very high expectation of how an individual should act.
Yeah.
Thus, people have a greater mindfulness of how they are perceived. So low context and high context, whereas in regards to individualism, collectivism very much describes what benefits the community.
Yeah, just like the mask thing.
Yeah, very much the mask wearing.
Even though the policy says that we don't have to wear masks.
Yeah,
But everybody here, just they are still wearing masks.
Yeah, in America, wearing a mask is very.
It's weird.
I would say it's less weird now because of COVID, but more so people just don't like wearing it, and so they're just more comfortable not wearing it. So, because America is so low context and so individualistic, people don't wear masks because it makes them uncomfortable. Whereas in Taiwan or Japan or say China,
You're afraid of what people think about us?
yeah, they're afraid of what people think.
Yes.
They do what's best for the community rather than themselves, even if doing good for the community is at a cost to themselves. So, yeah, so in that regard, I think individualism, collectivism, there are a lot of big differences in America and Asia, but there are some outliers or some exceptions to be made.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, hi everyone. This is my friend Jordan from the United States, and now today I want to talk about something. No. Everyone, it's my friend Jordan again, and he wants to. Where's your ear?
Sorry.
We did. That's this. Yes. Thank you very much. So why I invited? Okay. Thanks, Jordan, my friend. In the video, he very much talked about individualism and collectivism. I think he was doing great at describing that. And as for the example that he said, Japan, is because that in the U.S., Asians are always kind of like a group. So he has some Japanese friends, and we are Taiwanese and Chinese people. We are all kind of like a same group. So that's why he said Japanese culture instead of Taiwanese, because he doesn't live here. Okay, just to be clear. So let's look at the it doesn't work. Comparison. So individualistic culture, people are what? Can you read it out?
Personal emphasis.
And what about collectivist culture? People are
Social emphasis.
very good. And in individualist culture, people views people as unique. In we view people as part of a group. Also, individualist culture, we encourage what? They encourage what?
Self-expression.
Very good. What about this one? What do they do? What do they do?
Discourage self-expression.
Doing? Okay, individualist culture, what do they do? Competitiveness. Read it out. Yes. But I think we are also competitive in some ways. Oh, in collectivist culture, what do? We emphasize group harmony. Yes. So that's the end of the high and low context culture. Here's the references, individual collectivism. Okay, and now, thank you very much. I will give the floor back to Yiping.
Hello everyone, I'm Yiping. Now it is discussion questions on page 71. So question number 1. What do you think are the key ingredients for choosing an appropriate? Okay. Okay, let's begin. what do you think are the key ingredients for choosing an appropriate keynote speaker for a convention? So in my opinion, I have 4 key points that for choosing appropriate keynote speakers. So the first one is relevance. I think the speakers should have relevant to the theme of the convention. And second, it is expertise. I think the speakers should have expertise and credibility in their field. Third, engaging delivery. I think the speaker should be able to deliver a dynamic and engaging presentation to capture the audience attention. And the last one is flexibility. I think the speakers should adapt their message to meet the needs and interests of the audience. So question 2, how do people decide who to invite to an international convention? What are the criteria involved in making these decisions? So I have 3 key points for choosing an audience. So the first one is expertise. I think the audience should have expertise in their relevant field. And second is relevance. I think the audience work should be relevant to the theme. Third one is reputation. I think the audience should have good reputation within their field. So next is conclusion. In conclusion, we talk about warming up on page 68, scenario 1 on page 69, discussion questions on page 71, activity 1 on page 72, and high and low contact culture. This is our inside stories. Our first meeting was on 2023 March 1st. Place was here, and these were all members. Purpose were preview contact and job assignment. Our line group discussion was on 2023 March 13th. Place was line, entities were all members, and purpose was detailed discussion. This is our first rehearsal. It was on 2023 March 24th. Place was here, attendees were all members. Our second rehearsal was on 2023 March 26th. Place was Google Meet, attendees were all members. And next is our job assignment. Pei-Yu is in charge of PPT design and high and low contact culture. Liang is in charge of PPT design, vocabulary, and presentation practice. Pei-Yu is in charge of PPT design, warming up, and scenario 1. I'm in charge of PPT design, discussion questions, conclusion, inside story, reference, and comments. And Liang is in charge of PPT design, scenario 1, and activity 1. So next is our reference. Our vocabulary part is using Yahoo Dictionary to search the vocabulary. And now let's take a break. Start from 3:50 to 4:10.